Hi folks, I don't even know if this would really constitute being a vlog really, but just want to keep it short and sweet because I'm due to be getting back to work in about 10 minutes, so hopefully it won't take 10 minutes to say something that should only take a few minutes. Yeah, apologies about the lighting. I'm sat facing the light source and I can't be arsed getting up, so first of all, just wanted to say an absolutely massive thank you to anyone who got in touch with me after my last vlog. Especially, see, I don't want to mention names, just because you don't really know if that person, wants to have their voice out there. But I just wanted to show my appreciation. I still need to get back to some messages and comments, but it genuinely means a hell of a lot. That night was just, I don't know, it just seemed to get a bit too much, but feeling much better and much more positive now. But I'll definitely be keeping you all in mind. So I just want to say a massive thank you for that, because I seem to be better, getting stuff out there when I'm doing it in front of a camera than I am talking to like a family member or something like that. I don't know what it is. I think that needs to change though. So once things have got to a safe level, I will probably do something about it, really. But anyway, just want to say a massive thank you about that. And the title of this vlog, it's going to be a vlog. Now, I get it, right? What's happened, what continues to happen, is fucking awful. It's so inhumane, right? And I'll never begrudge someone going out into the streets and standing shoulder to shoulder with someone to raise awareness, to show their solidarity. But the scenes in Manchester that I'm seeing now, again, I'm not going to try and demonise those who are getting involved, because there are some people who have, they've been really badly affected, either directly or indirectly. And it's one of the few rights that we have, is to take to the streets for a cause that we believe in. The only problem I've got is we're not in the best situation when it comes to this coronavirus, and I know I keep harping on about it, but the sheer amount of people, it's inevitable. It's going to have a knock-on effect in a very detrimental way. And I think people have sort of like lost consciousness of that sort of stuff. We're behaving now like, well, what's COVID-19? Again, I'm not going to comment on the severity of the situation. I've got my own thoughts and opinions on what is and what isn't true, and what concerns I do actually have about things that are being put in place. One thing that does piss me off quickly, right? They want to implement mandatory face masks and stuff on buses in the middle of June. First of all, just do it now. Just put it in place now, as in effect as of today. Well, when they announced it. But if you're going to do that, then you've got to implement mandatory masks and things like that if you're going to like indoor public spaces. Because if you're getting on public transport, which I'd imagine is probably one of the biggest transmitters of this, then surely logically, when you get to a supermarket, you should be doing the same anyway. But yeah, that's so frustrating. It's like 22nd of June. Like, why didn't you put this in place like on week 1? If you wanted to take this all seriously. So that frustrated me. But yeah, it's just like, see, you can't even be too angry about it, because it's for a worthy cause, and it's raising awareness for a massive problem that we're facing. But part of me is just thinking, time and place. Do you know what I mean? You could do this a few months down the line. Everyone come together and have a big impact. Because it's people that will complain about the death toll and how the government rightfully so, the government have handled this really badly. But then you can't say that and then go to these big open spaces in the sheer amount of volume and say you're doing a socially distancing peaceful protest. You just can't do it. And another thing that I do find a little bit, not troublesome, but it's just, why were a lot of these protests where, like, obviously bring a sign, bring yourself some water, and bring some clothing that, like, makes you unidentifiable? I don't like the anonymity of this, because that's when you get the right-wing extremist groups and deplorables coming in, and then they will probably start shit. If you've got a voice, don't be anonymous. Show your face. Sure, you might get a little bit of hassle from the police. Do you know what I mean? But if you're so behind that cause, just do it. Just do it. Don't hide behind a face. Well, I want you to hide behind a face mask because of, COVID. I want you to wear gloves and stuff like that. But don't hide your identity, because that's not going to do anything. I just think at this point in time, there are much more beneficial and powerful ways you can get your message across. I'm not saying don't go out and protest, because I want people to protest when they know something's wrong. I want people to protest. It's one of the few rights that we have here in the UK. But you can't advertise this as like a social distancing protest when you're all literally shoulder to shoulder. It's inevitable that we're going to see a rise. I hope we don't. I hope I'm completely wrong. I've always been of the opinion if you're outside, it dampens the effect of the virus because the air would kill it. But at the same time, it's good-willed, but it's irresponsible at a time like this. This situation isn't going away. So I don't see what the problem would be just waiting a few months until we know it's a lot safer. But at the same time, I'm not going to demonise people for taking to the streets. But within that same breath, I can't take you seriously if you're going to complain about the rise in deaths when you've done what you've done. No matter how good intention, no matter how right it is, I just think people just need to be a little bit more mindful. And that's really I'm going to say. If we weren't in the grasps of COVID-19, I'd be getting on the train to Manchester, standing with people. I'd make a sign. I'd want to get involved. I mean, I can't do it today because I'm about to go to work in less than a minute. But I just can't for the life of me do it. I can't justify me going out and doing this because my stepdad, he's just coming off a stroke. He's had health problems for a long time, so he's vulnerable. My mother's a nurse, so she's getting exposed to it anyway. The last thing I want to do is pass it on to her to pass on to people in the hospital. I've got my grandmother who lives not too far away, who I'm able to see. I'm able to go and see her in the garden and stuff like that. I pick up shopping for her. I just wouldn't be able to justify me going out into public in such big crowds at a time like this. So don't take this as me like saying you're wrong, because you're right. You've got every right to do this. And it's a cause that I fully stand behind. But right now, I just can't justify doing it. So I'm not going to demonise. I'm not going to be like that. I might say something out of frustration, mainly on Facebook. But do you know what I mean? It's just be a little bit more mindful. But at the same time, I'm getting sick of these people who were protesting initially about the lockdown measures and then now saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing that because it's going to cause trouble. It's like, you were doing that before. So there's a hypocrisy everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's it. I've wanted this just to be a few minutes, but I end up going on a big rant. I might get a bit of flack for this, in my opinion, but hey ho, if you disagree with me, that's absolutely fine. That's what this is all about. It's communication. We're talking. We're discussing these things. We're addressing problems. We're shedding light. We're promoting good. So, it doesn't matter what you say to me. Even if it resorts to name calling, it's fine. You can say whatever you want in my comment section. It's always been like that with my videos. I don't care if I'm getting trolled to shit. I don't care if people are thumbing down my videos, leaving me disparaging comments, commenting on my appearance or anything like that. I don't really get that anyway. But I get a feeling that with having views like this, people might sort of react in a negative way towards me. And you know what? You can say whatever you want. That's another right that we have that's slowly getting eroded. But yeah, that's it really. So hope everyone's having a good Saturday. Everyone's having a good weekend. I'm going to be doing a live with Adam and Harry tonight. I might be a little bit delayed because my younger brother's doing a live gig for a local sort of it's like a creative hub, and they do like live shows where they get local musicians to stream. So I'll be watching that as well. So yeah. But most importantly, I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to the continued support, not just in terms of viewership on the channel, but also just the humanity that I've been experiencing. And it goes a hell of a long way. It really, really does. Not that I've got anything to really complain about. So there are good people out there, and we need to focus on those. And just positivity. But yeah, I just saw something from Manchester being shared on Instagram, and at any other time I'd be yeah, but I just can't right now. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this as well. It's all about conversation, it's all about discourse, whether I agree or not, whether you agree or not. I want to have adult conversations. I want to talk about this sort of stuff, and I think we should, because I think that goes part and part with raising awareness of a really shitty situation. Anyway, you all take care, and I shall hopefully see you later.